Today, I'm going to be trying more of the best controller player settings. The last time I did this, I tried Face Sways, I tried Let's, and then I tried Reed's controller settings. And funny enough, I actually like Let's settings so much from that video that I've just continued to use these things. So I guess in this video, I'm going to see if that happens again. Maybe I'll like some of these settings even more. And the controller player settings I'm going to be trying in this video is Co1azo, Mero, and Wolfiez. Chances are if you play controller, you've heard about all three of these guys. They're some of the top tier pro controller players. So right before we get into our first set, I just wanted to say if you do find yourself enjoying this video, drop a like on it. It helps me out so much. And also if you want to see more of this kind of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's all greatly appreciated. Now let's get into this. So first of all, the best way to be able to compare these other settings to my current settings is to know how good I am right now. These are the settings that I use. These are the binds that I use, and I actually have 4 paddles on the back of my controller. So that's my controller setup. That's how good I am. Now let's go and try Co1azo settings. Alright, I've just copied Co1azo settings from his most recent controller settings video. He's sitting at a 2.1 build and edit sense. His look horizontal and look vertical both 41%, while his ADS look horizontal and ADS look vertical are both 10%. Something that stood out about his settings that I haven't seen in many others is that he actually turns his look damping time down to 0.07 seconds. So I guess we'll see how that goes, and Co1azo does play on linear. So I had thought that my usual controller settings were pretty slow, and I didn't think anyone would ever go lower than that, but Co1azo did. Co1azo has a lower 40 look and only a 10% ADS. However, the build sense was right around what my old one was, so that's not much of a change. It's pretty similar. I don't really have to get used to that at all, so I guess let's hop into some actual fights. And for these fights, I'm just going to be playing 1v1 realistics. But he sat in the cornfield the whole time just to die. What a waste of time. Something kind of cool about Co1azo's binds though that I don't see among any controller players, especially like pro controller players. Anyway, back to what I was saying, something that I rarely see among pro controller players is them actually using paddles. Most of them actually play claw, but Co1azo actually uses the same as me. He uses 4 paddles on his controller. The aim settings are pretty good on this, I'm not gonna lie. And he left. I've been hitting some pretty high damage shotgun shots with this. I think I embarrass this dude one more time, and then we'll move on to the next player's setting. These aim settings are definitely pretty solid. I'm honestly liking the build sense more than my old build sense. We're gonna head back to hub and leave this guy with his L because I don't want to spend too much time on just one set of settings. So we did Co1azo's. I'm honestly a pretty big fan of Co1azo's. Again, if you want to try them, here they are. Definitely some solid settings. I enjoy them, but let's go and try Mero's. Alright, so I just went in and copied all of Mero's settings. His build and edit sense is a bit faster at a 2.4 build and 2.3 edit. Look horizontal speed is pretty average. We're in the mid 40s again at 46% for both look horizontal and look vertical. As for all the look sensitivity boosting, he has all those at 0. As for down in the ADS, he has the lowest ADS look horizontal speed I've ever seen at 8%. And then his ADS look vertical speed is only 10%. So that seems to be a super common trend among pro controller players, is having a super low ADS sense. From what I've seen, most of them are between 8 to 12%. And then something interesting that Mero actually uses is he has 1% on his ADS turning horizontal and his ADS turning vertical boosts. So that'll be interesting to see what kind of effect that has. Then he also has his turning boost ramp time all the way up at the default 0.2 seconds. Although his look dampening time is at 0 seconds, and then Mero does play on linear. So first of all, wow, this build sense feels really fast. And like I said with Co1azo, Co1azo's actually one of the only pro controller players that uses paddles. Mero is one of the more common pro controller players that actually plays claw. So I guess that could give reason for the really fast build and edit sensitivities. I'm gonna say it up front right now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be a fan of these. But I guess there's only one way to actually find out. Let's go hop into some real fights. This build sense it's really fast. No way, that was only an 87 shot. That guy should have been dead. It's really hard to control this build sense, even though it's only a few ticks above what I was using. Just that few makes such a huge difference. Okay, this is unfair. For some reason, my camera makes me look so red when I get far away. I'm not actually that red, guys. The aiming is really good. I like the aim sensitivity. The build sense is a bit fast for my liking, like I've said a million times. I'm just not sure if that's something I would ever be able to get used to. These settings suck, I don't care. Mero, I don't know how you play on these. Maybe if I played Claw and didn't use Control Freaks or something, but those settings are not the ones for me. Okay, I think I might have just fixed my redness. Good. Now we can move on to Wolfiez settings. Alright, so Wolfiez binds, he goes even higher with the build mode and edit mode sensitivity. Somehow Wolfiez uses a 2.7 build sense and a 2.6 edit sense. Actually ridiculous. I don't know how anyone plays on that. Again, I'm pretty sure Wolfiez plays Claw. I could be wrong, but that gives reason for his insane sensitivities. However, his look horizontal and look vertical is in that same range of mid to low 40s. He's at 45 horizontal and 43 vertical. For all the boosts, he's at 0. For both ADS horizontal and ADS vertical, he's only at 8%, which is the lowest overall ADS sense that I've seen. So Wolfiez has the highest build sense I've seen so far and the lowest ADS sense I've seen so far. A little strange, but all of his boosts and dampening times, all that is at 0. And we actually have no exponential players this video. They're all on linear. So, wow, I am not excited to try this build sense. This is ridiculous. Maybe I got trained a little bit with that last fast sense, so now I can control it a little bit better, because it's not really feeling too bad so far. It's a bit fast, but it feels controllable. Or maybe not. That is pretty fast. I don't know. Let's hop into some fights and check it out. I'm gonna be honest, on this sensitivity, I feel like I would rather just not build at all. I think I'd be okay just playing Nick Merc style and just trying to aim the whole time. Once again, the ADS, the actual aim sensitivity is great. It's lower, it feels good, it's nice. My player just left. I don't even care, I'm trying this round. Watch, I'm not even gonna build, only aiming. Like I said, aim sensitivity is nuts. You just can't build on this. Alright, I'm so done with this build sense. It's actually ridiculously fast. I can't do anything on it. And I absolutely cannot wait to turn this all the way back down. Wow, that is so much better. I'm a fan. so much smoother, so much more consistent. It's beautiful. So I guess in conclusion, I definitely am a fan of Co1azo settings, and honestly all their aim like ADS settings were okay. I'm just really not a fan of going over 2.1 build or edit sense. So hopefully you were entertained, or this helped you find some new settings or learn something. I appreciate you watching here to the end, and I hope to see you in a future video.